What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Gonzo, and today on Creator Spotlight, the conversation piece where I bring in other YouTube content creators, Instagram content creators, we talk about Pokemon, the journey of life, and their favorite kind of pizza. Today, I have Grim Horizon TV on the channel. Welcome, Grim. How you doing today?
Doing awesome. No, appreciate you having me on here. I mean, it's kind of surreal, I guess is the word. I've never done anything like this before. I've never done a podcast. I've never really done a live anything along these lines. So, yeah, I'm kind of excited, nervous, all the things.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you on. I love having the smaller channels on. Don't get me wrong. I love having the big creators on because, subscribers. But it's nice to see, and I've had so much of the bigger content creators come on the channel and support me. And it's nice to give back and do the same thing for the smaller guys. So you have not literally just started. You've been here for a little while at this point. Go ahead and talk to the people a little bit about how you came up with your username and what brought you into the YouTube space.
The username, I think only like 3 people alive even know this story, unless you've played with me when I was a kid. Grim Horizon, forget the TV part. The TV part I added on later when I wanted to do Twitch for like a week, and that kind of like blew it out. So the TV part stayed. But Grim Horizon was actually the name of my sorceress on Diablo 2 back in like 2000 when D2 came out.
Yeah.
And I just stuck with it. Like, it was the name of my sorceress, and then it ended up being my username for every gaming account, my Xbox, my PlayStation, just anything I did in life was Grim Horizon. So
and that's awesome though, because now there is an actual story to go along with it. There's not a lot of people that do that within the Pokemon space, especially ones that are new to it. It's Pokey and then what they are. Pokey family, Poke Dad, Poke whatever their name is.
Yeah.
And I'm not shitting on those guys because I understand creating a name it can be a little taxing on your creative process. But the fact that you're like, what, I've used this my whole life, but like long enough where people already know me as this, I'm going to keep using it.
I mean, I had to look it up once. D2 came back out in 2000, so Grim Horizon's been around for 24 years. Like that's how long I've had my username. I picked it when I was a kid and I stuck with it.
So that your name, you've used your name longer than most people have been alive in the Pokemon space.
Exactly. Yeah. Like it makes absolutely no sense to Pokemon, and I've gotten that, but I mean, I don't care. It means something to me. I've literally, in like every weekend, every time I've ever played games, everyone's always called me Grim. So it's been my second name for, like I said, over 2 decades.
Hey, if it clicks, it clicks. Yeah. Let's give it up to GR3, Jay's Corner TCG, Ichiban Dan, and Son of a Merc in the chat. What's going on, guys? So how long have you been into Pokemon itself?
I mean, same amount of time. I came out, I'm 35. So I started during base, and I kept my entire childhood collection. I have every single card when I was a kid, everything I pulled. I started in Shadowless, and I started rebuilding my binders. That's been like a segment I've been doing on my YouTube channel. My entire base binder is like 98% Shadowless and all through the WotC sets. So I did it through halfway through Neo. Like, I did not have as much Neo. And it's about the same time everyone dropped off. That's when I stopped collecting cards. I stopped really playing the games then too. Like, I did blue, yellow, gold, just everything you did as a kid. And then when Pokemon Go started, I have a day 2 account, and I've been a Pokemon Go player for the last 7 years now. And that slowly got me back into the card side. It's just like, as soon as they announced gold, and all over the years, I've always taken my cards out, like looked at them for fun, like over the years. And then once Pokemon Go was out, I started getting hardcore back into Pokemon. I wasn't so much collecting then, more so just the gaming side of it. Gotcha. And I've only been collecting now for like 2.5 years, like back into collecting.
Okay.
With modern things like that.
So you said your what was your first game again? Red, or you started with red or blue?
Blue. Blue first. I played blue, yellow, and gold. I think were my 3 copies from when I was a kid.
Okay. What was your starter? You remember?
Blastoise. Yeah.
Blastoise.
Ooh. Squirtle is my main. I will fight anyone over that.
So speaking of the original 151, before we started, I just casually had some packs in front of me that I was saving for me and my son to open later, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna open one, and I pulled my main chase, the good old Zappy Bird. So maybe I'll open up some more packs later. Oh, excuse me, more packs later, but I doubt it because they're for my son. I shouldn't even open that one, but it's a solid. I'm gonna say it's a solid 10 for sure.
Well, congrats there. I mean that is, if there's a card to pull, I would rather pull that over like any of the starters any day. That Zapdos card is sick.
The only starter I'm missing is the Charizard.
Yeah,
that's the only one I'm missing, and I'm okay with that because it's not that I hate Charizard. I'm definitely in the camp, and I've been in the camp for a very long time, probably since X and Y when it got 2 megas of Charizard's getting too much love.
And I've never been a big fan. Like, I love some of his arts, but I just don't get the Charizard hype. Like, you always have to pick one. Everyone's got their starter. It just seemed like the Charizard fanboys just outweigh everything else like 50-1.
And I think a lot of it, especially for our generation, it's the 151 hype, nostalgia hype, and the fact that it was Ash's first and only fully evolved starter Pokemon. And then they did give it a lot of personality in the anime. So that's probably why some of us have so much attachment to it.
Yeah,
that's probably why. Yeah, it's probably why a lot of people like Bulbasaur and Squirtle over Charmander, or even over the other full line starters, because there's an actual attachment to them.
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally get that side of it, and you like what you like at the end of the day. It's like, I can't hate anyone for liking Zard over Blastoise, over Venusaur, or whatever. And props to all the Venusaur ones. I mean, you guys are a lot more unique, but it's
being a Venusaur fan is probably like being on Team Instinct for Pokemon Go. Like, you guys are there, and we like you, but do better.
Yeah, just
do better.
I really hate that they changed. If you're familiar with the game, they allowed people to switch teams, and I didn't agree with that. Like, so many people jump teams just as more of a status symbol than anything. Like, everyone made your choice in the beginning. Stick with that choice.
Stick with it, losers. No, I still have my coin because they gave everyone a free coin to switch teams if you wanted to. Yep. But I'm good with Team Mystic, so I'll stick Team Mystic.
Oh yeah. No, blue all the way.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about your the hell was I gonna say? I just had a stroke. Your background on YouTube. How long have you been on it, and are you proud of your first video?
I won't watch it. I literally posted it. I've never gone back and watched my first video. Like, it was the day or the day after I bought my camera. So length of time's only been like 4.5 months. I bought a camera and decided to do YouTube the week of Thanksgiving of last year because everything was on sale for Black Friday. So
yeah,
in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have even done it because I enjoy using my iPhone out and about more than anything. But it's an excellent camera because I do like being in 4K at my desk. I'm using my webcam right now. It's mounted behind my webcam. So it's really good for like the seated, like in my quote unquote little studio area right here filming. But if you think you're going to film, if you think you want to get into YouTube, just pick up your phone and do it. Like, you don't need anything else. There's no point to spend any amount of money on any type of gear. But to answer the question, I have not watched my first YouTube video. I think it was like ripping 10 packs of Lost Origin. Like, I had 10 packs. I tested the camera, and I was like, you know what? To get over the whole fear of even being on YouTube, I just went and posted it. So I posted it. I moved on, and I set my schedule the same week. I was like, I'm gonna post twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays. And I have not missed a day since I started that week of Thanksgiving.
My schedule's on and off. Like I think I have a schedule on my bio. Like, yeah, I post every Monday, Wednesday, and whenever I can. But now it's just like I should probably change that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's because at this point it is now I post when I can, especially for regular videos. For these interviews, Fridays are probably going to be the best for me right now since my kid is in practice and lacrosse and everything. So he takes up a lot of the time. Good thing I like him a little bit. Yeah. GR3 says man's been killing it since he started.
Yeah. No, that's one of my buddies. He's local with me.
Yeah. And he's not wrong though, because you've only been doing it for 4 months and you're already at 621. To put in perspective, I didn't get to 600 until last year, and I think that was like me doing 2 to 3 years of this. So you're doing a lot better than a lot of people. They just need to see that growth. They need to see the, and I think Card.party is going to help that out a lot if you are going.
I am. I already have tickets.
Yeah, so Card.party is going to help it out. Oh, I'm not going to say like, oh my, you're going to get monetized as soon as you come back from YouTube.
No,
or not from YouTube, from Card.party, but
I'm just trying to make it to the first level right now. Like breaking the 500 was cool for the first level, and I just need to get the watch hours to the 3,000 because I do want to start doing lives. I want to do.
You can start doing lives now.
No. For like the monetization side, sure. I'm actually going to start playing the game.
Oh, nice.
Actually, I have a Game Boy being made for me right now, like a Game Boy Advance. I want to start going through and playing some of the old games again. And I'm going to start live streaming from the Game Boy Advance to YouTube.
Oh, nice.
It's just one idea that I've had for a while, and I want to just start there. I really I'll probably rip packs, but I just don't want to be the ripping packs, the selling packs. I want to try to just do something that's fun that I just want to do.
Absolutely.
Also playing the game, there's no overhead. If I'm selling packs, then sure. But buying all that product, selling the product, I'm sure I'll do it at some point, but it's just not something I want to take on and just be one of those rip and ship kind of YouTubers.
Yeah, I don't plan on becoming a rip and shipper either, because it's an expensive hobby, especially if you want to do it on camera. So that's why I didn't necessarily take a step back from creating content. It's just I'm trying to pivot and do something a little different. Back to the origins of my channel, because I originally started out as a video game channel.
Okay.
So that's why
how'd that go?
It went pretty good. It wasn't going as fast as I would have liked it to. And then I didn't feel like learning how. I probably should learn how to do it, learn how to get ROMs and emulators and do all that fun stuff, so I can do like randomizers and all that. But right now, Ichiban Dan and I are doing a Pokemon Showdown series, which is almost over. So it's kind of sad. Just regular ETB.
Yeah, you just posted that like an hour ago, right? Was it Gen 6 or 7?
Yeah, Gen 7. So we're almost done. There's 9 generations, and then we're gonna do a 10th episode, a special. We have Kai Gaming in here, Clutch the God. What's going on, man? And SDC, Alola. How you doing, SDC? SDC is a local guy from San Diego, but he turned tail and moved to Hawaii instead. Yeah, Ichiban Dan does not know what the idea I have for episode 10 is yet, but I guarantee he's going to like it. I think the fans are going to like it.
Gonna be fun.
Yeah, it better be. I'm excited for it.
I mean,
but the gaming side is hard to do when your main thing is going to be cards, and you'll see that once you start playing it.
Yeah, and it's not like I'm not shifting to gaming. I just want
you want to add
different
it into it.
Exactly. Yeah, like I just want to do. Or I just don't know what I can do for live, so that was just one idea for the lives, because I'm not going to sit there and just rip packs all day. And just be like we just talked about. I don't really want to be a rip and shipper. I mean, it's an option, but I want to do fun things that are somewhat interactive. I mean, I know the whole gaming side is also somewhat played out. Otherwise, I'd be on Twitch or just streaming nonstop all day. But we'll see. Like I just want to play.
The Pokemon gaming side of the hobby is still very active and very popular. Like I still watch a lot of those YouTubers. It's just if we were going to do that pivot, like they're some of the most fun I have doing videos, especially if I'm doing them with friends like with Dan. But they're some of the worst performing videos on my channel because a lot of the newer collectors and the newer people to the community, they don't care about the games. They only care about the cards. So there's not much of a crossover, but then it's the opposite from the video game side. The video game side loves it, and they are in love with the TCG, the anime. The only people that seems to be the only part of the community is that doesn't reach out to other sides of it is the card game side, is the collector side. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like I've been listening to a lot of like YouTube podcasts and audiobooks and trying to learn the ins and outs. And then like within your niche, there's all these subs. So like what you just said, like mixing the card side with the gaming side, like those are two different types of followers. And if they watch your live, they might not watch your actual videos or vice versa, things like that.
Yeah.
So
it's
at the end of the day, I'm just going to do what I like to do. Like,
right. And that's all you should, like, I'm not going to say that's all you should be doing, because you do still want to bend the knee to an extent to the YouTube God, so you can make something back out of this. But at the end of the day, you still want to make it fun for you, so it doesn't feel like a job. Like, because I know a lot of content creators. I've had one or two of them on the channel, like off camera. I'm not going to say their names or anything because that would be stupid of me. But like off camera, they'd be like, "Man, I'm like I might quit, or I'm going to quit." I've even have some friends that I started this hobby with on YouTube. They left because it started to feel like a job to them. Like I don't like it anymore. I'm like, well, yeah, because you weren't changing things up and you were forcing yourself to do this. Like I don't force myself to do anything. If I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. Yeah.
You're like, I don't even like, I love ripping cards, don't get me wrong, but I don't so much like making just the ripping the card videos. Like they're just not as fun to me. Like I'm sure it would be better live. Like if I was ripping packs live and then somebody there to like go, holy shit, you pulled whatever it may be, that's a lot more fun. But like actually recording the video, just sitting there ripping 20 packs, whatever, and then editing it and posting it, it's not as fun as my actual being out at card shows, at events, looking for cards for my master sets. I love making those videos. Like that is where I wish I could just do all day, all night. Now it's harder finding shows. It's harder finding those type of events. I'm fortunate enough to live in a big city here in Charlotte, and we seem to be having one at least a couple times a month. But that's been my, I don't know if I want to use the words cup of tea, but I just like doing that. I like finding cards and doing vendor interactions and trying to make deals, things along those lines.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And I used to go to the local card shows out here in San Diego all the time. But they kind of pivoted away from Pokemon and started doing more sports, which I don't know anything about sports. So I'm not going to try to say that I do and get in it. But I went to one that I used to go to all the time, and it's dead. There's nothing there. One guy had a table full of fake Pokemon cards, and I was like,
you'll have that.
Yeah, why would I buy from you? And I was like, it's dumb.
Yeah, even if they have real ones, they just lose all credibility real quick.
Oh, that's
they're just in it for the money.
Yeah, that's absolutely what happened. So I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to buy anything from you. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not going to waste my time. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that we have a jar, like a Frankensons kind of shopping center now. So
there's like a bunch of vendors in there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of vendors that go there, and now it's a permanent spot. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to worry about bringing things back and forth. Everything's good there and safe. So that's probably what killed a lot of the momentum that these smaller card shows had out here. But at the end of the day, they were already planning on leaving anyways and just going back to like the swap meet.
I
still like going there. I still like going to some of them sometimes, though.
Like we have in Charlotte alone, there's 3 or 4 Pokemon shops that are just specific to cards, like just specific to Pokemon cards. And I think SDC just said North Carolina second to Hawaii for Pokemon popularity. I'd believe it all day. I mean, there are card shops all over the state some of the best card shops I've ever been to are in this state. So there's a lot of presence here, and there's a lot of shows. Like, even if the sports shows, it's probably more, I'd say 50-50 for a lot of our card shows between sports and Pokemon, just because Pokemon has that much presence and there's that many people coming out to buy cards, to look at cards, things like that.
Yeah, exactly. We have a lot of card shops, but like as far as card shows go, they're pretty much dead out here. No, SDC, it's not Plaza Bonita. It's up in Carlsbad, past Legoland. Don't forget, guys.
You have Legoland. That I want to go there.
It's all right. It's definitely for the kids. Don't forget, guys, we do have a Q&A open if you do want to ask Grim anything, or myself anything, or both of us something. And speaking of that, we do have one from SDC. He wants to know, am I making a sweater for Card Party? I don't plan on it. I know a lot of people have asked me about it. I don't think I'm going to make one. It's fucking going to be the middle of June in Orlando, Florida. So no, I'm not going to be wearing a sweater. I already have a homemade sweater vest on underneath this shirt. Do you know why he asked that question?
Because of the Pat sweater?
Because of the Pat sweater.
Yeah.
So
it
was so hot. It got so hot in that thing. Yo, SDC, says Jay's Corner. Legit, North Carolina has a ton of Pokemon Charlotte regionals. Was the biggest in history, if I'm not mistaken. It is. And they were just there. I think they were just there. Or they're going to be there.
Our regionals already happened.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it was back in January.
Think so.
But it was massive. I actually did a video of that being at regionals. And, I mean, a lot of people reached out and was like, the amount of people there was absolutely insane. Like, yeah, I just did walkthrough videos, like walking up and down the aisles, and our convention center is pretty large, and it was just packed with people.
It felt small. Yeah, the last regionals I went to, I wanted to go to the one that was out here in San Diego last year, but I didn't get an opportunity to go. It was during a weekend. I was busy. But the last one I went to was one I competed in when I was 13 years old.
What were you, TCG or gaming or what?
Gaming side. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that was I wasn't 13. I had to be like 14 or 15 because it was black and white. So that's how long ago it was.
How'd you do?
I came in the top 200.
That's still good.
Yeah. Yeah, there was only like 200 people though, so
that's not good.
No, that wasn't.
I mean, now there's like 10,000 people at these events.
Yeah,
so like top couple hundred, something to be proud of.
No, yeah, at the time it was like, I want to say there's like 200 to 300 people in my age bracket, and I think I came in, I want to say between 175 to 190, somewhere around there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So I had a few wins under my belt, but I didn't nowhere close to getting onto stage. But they also weren't.
At the end of the day, if you had fun doing it, you did it. I mean, that's a story you've told your entire life now.
I want to get back into it, the video game side at least, because I like playing the TCG. I have fun playing it, but it's so expansive and expensive that it takes so long. I think I did a couple tournaments out here, like local tournaments at the card shops. Mm-hmm. It takes, depending on how many people show up, could take hours to, if not all day, just for a few points. So I was like, it's not worth it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
there's multiple shops in our area that host weekly. So I've never played competitively with the TCG, but I would assume it's kind of easier with the amount of areas to do it locally. Yeah.
GR3 says, it's a fun experience for sure. You got to make it out next time if you can. I probably will. There's one in LA coming up next month. I don't know if I'm going to go to, I think I'm going to go to it, but I'm waiting to see if some of the other guys down here want to drive up. So I can either carpool with them, because my wife and I only have one car. So I don't want to take the one I have just in case there's an emergency. And then the other, I just have fun going with other people.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, we're all adults doing this. It's a lot more fun doing it with your friends.
Yeah.
Like, if I knew absolutely no one locally collecting cards or wanting to go to card parties or events, trade nights. I mean, we have like adult trade nights every month here from multiple shops where it's 21 and over. Bring beer, come trade cards with other people in our age class. If I didn't know anyone at these events, and it wouldn't be anywhere close to as fun as it is.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything like that where it's like adults only, because there's so many people. The city's so massive, and it's hard. Like they most of these shops know if we don't let the kids come, they're not going to get as much money, because most of the adults are just there. Yeah, they'll buy stuff from the shops, but most of the money is going to come from the kids getting some product.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. There's some adults that just once you get a couple drinks in them, every booster box gets sold out because all they want to do is just have pack battles nonstop.
That's awesome. Maybe I know there's 2 or 3 shops out here. If I talk to them, like, hey,
do it. Like, if it's not a thing, highly suggest doing it. It's a lot of fun.
But for California, they would need a liquor license or some kind of permit to give alcohol on. That's if they're selling it. If they're just going to give it out to the guests, that's one thing. Because you're not selling it.
They're all BYOB. So like none of these shops are handing out or selling alcohol. Everyone just brings a 6-pack or has a bottle or something along those lines.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. That's some. I'm in for the degenerate behavior, but I think there's a lot of fights that could happen out here. I'm not gonna lie. Because San Diego's still very.
I've witnessed people get kicked out. I mean, it'll happen one way or another. Someone's going to try to ruin the party.
Oh yeah, it's bound to happen. SDC why is there updates coming on about Netflix live action Pokemon movie or series being made? I haven't seen anything about that in a couple of months. And when I Google it, the only thing that pops up is an article from January of this year. So, I don't think I haven't seen any news about it.
I haven't seen anything since Concierge.
Yeah, I love Concierge.
We've binge watched it like the night it dropped. We watched every episode.
Yeah, it was good.
It wasn't terrible. I mean, like it was fun. It was cute. It was what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, SEC says Pokemon Concierge was not my favorite. It was, but it wasn't for everyone. But you're also not their demographic they're looking for that.
Yeah, it's not
It's definitely meant for families or like young kids. I would say it's generated towards a more female audience, anyways.
100%. Like my girlfriend absolutely loved that show.
Yeah, I liked it too, but it was definitely, my wife was likes it more than I do, for sure. Yeah. No, but if we talk about Detective Pikachu, that was my jam. I love that movie.
Detective Pikachu was good. I saw that in theater too.
Yeah. It's on Hulu and Disney Plus now, so that's my son has watched it at least 4 times.
I have not seen it since it's been out on video, so I probably need to rewatch it.
Oh, we watch it at least 3 to 4 times a year. My son loves it. I love it. It's one of those movies it's not my son's repeat movie. His repeat movie was Toy Story. Well, it still is Toy Story 2. He loves it.
Okay.
But it's one he's one to sit down and watch. What was your repeat movie as a kid? Do you remember it?
Oh man, I mean, I've seen every Disney movie probably a million times.
No, do you have kids?
I don't know.
Okay. Do you have like little nieces and nephews?
Not locally. I mean, my girlfriend's cousin does, so they're actually into Pokemon now. So they've been doing everything along those lines. They're like, I don't even know, like 8, 4 or 5, something along those lines.
So what's the movie that they will watch every day, like 2 to 3 times a day?
I mean, not to hijack, but it was Toy Story. We went over there for Christmas, and it was literally on like the entire day.
Yeah, that's what I mean by repeat movie.
Yeah, it was, and I think it was the 3rd one. Like it wasn't one that I was like as familiar with. Like 1 and 2, I knew, but it was definitely something newer.
Yeah,
but it was Toy Story.
My mom would tell me mine was Dumbo when I was
Dumbo.
Dumbo was my repeat movie.
God, now I'm trying to think like what.
She said I watched it so many times she had to buy a second VHS tape because the old school like automatic rewinder where you just take it out and take it out of the VCR and put it into the little machine so it rewinds it faster. It ruined the VHS.
Yeah, I can still hear that noise in my head of the rewind.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember too. Then when
Yup.
it's done. Yeah.
Then
Of,
pop
for
up,
you
go
guys
out.
who don't know what a VHS is,
Yeah.
it's something that came out before Blu-rays, something that came out before DVDs.
Yeah.
It was
Do
it was
you
a movie on tape.
I think I showed GR3 when he was over my house a month or two ago. I have my old CD binder. Like it's this
I do
thick.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
filled with all sorts of burn CDs. Like I had LimeWire, I had it all.
CDs.
Like we are speaking just foreign language to some
yeah.
of these people.
SCC says Goonies was his, Hercules and the Pokemon for Dan, Lion King for cardboard collectors. SDC says repeat movie Goonies, seen it 1,000 times. I don't know if I've seen it that many times, but I love Goonies.
Dude, I saw Aladdin a lot. 101 Dalmatians was actually my thing for a hot minute too.
I didn't care. Like I like it, but it's one of those ones like, yeah, if it's on, it's on. Even when I was
like when I was a kid, and it's like it hasn't changed.
Yeah,
I've always been like a collector. Like once I get into something, I don't know if I just get into it way too hardcore or what, but like every stage of my life, I have collected random things.
yeah.
It was just like whatever was popular at the time. Like I don't know if you even remember like the 101 Dalmatians. They used to be at like McDonald's, and they made 101 different ones of those. I collected those. Like I still have them. I have a box from like the first 2 movies, and there's like 200 like toy Dalmatians in them. Just like random Beanie Babies. My entire Pokemon card collection.
Someone else has Beanie Baby collections too. That was just on the channel recently. I don't remember. I want to say it was. Maybe Professor Metry. I don't know. It was someone recent, like within this year.
Yeah, it was just one of those things. And I always had like my sister growing up, so we always just like shared certain traits or certain collections. So like once we started collecting it, it was just like, okay, she would get the cute dogs and I got all the bears or whatever. And then it just progressed over the years. I was big into Star Wars as a kid. So like I grew up, I saw all of the well, I guess if you want to just call them the
prequels.
4, 5, 6 in theater.
Oh, the original trilogy.
Yeah. So I saw all of them, and I was big into Star Wars Legos. That's why I was saying earlier, like I'm jealous you got Legoland, because I was hardcore into Legos for a long period of my life, and I had so many Star Wars Legos. Like I would just get them for like my birthday or Christmas presents. And I remember one year that like my grandfather came to town, and it's like, okay, what do you want for your Christmas or something like that? And it's like, I want the Millennium Falcon. And I was like, that was like the biggest Christmas present I ever had, like in my childhood, was getting that Millennium Falcon from Toys R Us. Like we went to Toys R Us, I picked it out. He was just like, get whatever you want. And I was like, if I can get whatever I want, that is what I want. And
so you got the little one, not the giant 200.
No, like the big one. Now there's bigger ones now.
Yeah.
Like Legos has gone off the deep end. Like you go into a Lego store. We have a Lego store in one of our malls, and they're like $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 for like those big ones.
So CK plays. What's up going on? What's going on? We're talking about Legos.
We're talking about Lego. We've gone off the deep end of this.
Yeah. Oh no! Well, with
not yet.
With Chris in the chat, he's going to ask some off the wall questions, and I'm here for it. But yeah. Oh, KCH, how's it going? Legos is so I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it's
no,
just
you're good.
My friend, she texted me in this group that we have like some old coworkers, and she took a picture of a Lego set that she wanted to get for her brother. She was like, "What the fuck is wrong with these Lego people?" I'm like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah.
And she sent me a picture, and it's like it was like $400 for an old school like Lord of the Rings thing. I was like, yeah, that seems about right. She was like, retail, it's only like 75. I'm like, yeah, retail when it came out 7 years ago, you can't buy it in stores anymore. Now you have to get it from a collector. And she was like, this is bullshit. I was like, I have a box that was $30 from Target, now worth $200. And it's a small little Justice League Lego set, like 200 pieces. And she was like, 200 pieces is a lot. I was like, 200 pieces is fucking chump change to some of these collectors.
200 pieces is nothing. Like that's done instantly.
Gonzo can't be a pimp. His wife wouldn't like that. No, my wife would cut it off. She showed me the knife she would use to cut my dick off.
But that's That is one regret. I did get rid of all my Legos.
No, I still have that one.
Those things go for stupid money now. Like
even if they're not in box, like
oh yeah, open
already built ones open. Yeah. Like my biggest regret is allowing my son when he was a baby to touch my Legos that I had built. Now they're all destroyed. So that's why the one I have is in box. Little bastard can't break it if it's not put together.
But yeah, they're just stupid money these days.
Yeah.
I mean, in the new ones, like I can only afford one hobby, and I'm just sticking with cards at this point.
I know the Disney fucking people mixed in with the Lego pieces. I know those are crazy too. So this piece, if it would show up, there it is. Let me share my screen for a second. So this piece is $400. This is from the Lego website, $400. Luckily, I can get my hands on it because there's a Lego store here in San Diego. Then if I go to Disney, there's a Lego store there at Disney. I can get this for $400. If you can't get it there, or you have to pay for shipping, I've seen some of this set go for like $700 to $800 online. And
it's crazy.
And yes, for the people who are asking, because I know someone's going to ask, that is Opossum's bedroom, or not bedroom, whatever room he uses to record in the background. Yes, that is it. Yeah. These Lego collectors are insane. Yeah, Amazon has it for $500. That same exact one.
Just all resellers.
Yeah, all resellers. Oh, man. Okay, I gotta get off that website because I just found some that are affordable to me.
You're gonna go off on a buying Lego tangent now.
Oh, my wife would beat the shit out of me if like in 4 days I have 5 boxes of Legos come up to the front door. Yeah, she'd beat the shit out of me. Everything is cool when you're part of a scene. Yeah, modding for Ryan and doing this while setting up storage for some sleeve booster bundles. Nice, nice, Chris. Yeah, I would be hopping in over there, but I gotta do this stuff tonight, and I'm okay with that. Pokemon collectors are insane too, bro. Oh, I know. This giant box behind me is from. That's my camera bag. Don't worry about that. That's from a friend in the hobby, who's I don't know what's in there, but I know it's nothing but Pokemon cards.
Is it like a mystery box?
Kind of, yeah, yeah. But so not tomorrow Saturday, but next Saturday I'll be opening that up live. Yeah, so that's gonna be exciting.
Do you have any like hint or idea of what it is, or it's just you're going in blind and you just gotta rip it live?
I have an idea of what some of the sets could be, but overall, it's all blind.
It's a big box.
Yeah, it's a massive box. Yeah. The Smog Fig from the Hobbit Mountain is like $300 loose on its own. I didn't even consider that some people sell the pieces separately.
Oh, like the actual characters go for insane money. Like, and that's why I regret selling all my Legos. Like, if there's a trade-off, I'm so happy I kept my entire Pokemon collection over the Lego collection. But like the original Slave One with like Boba Fett, the character alone goes for like $100-$200 or something stupid.
Yeah,
and I had all of them.
Yeah, I had some old school Transformer toys. Yep. Speaking of like older,
I had all the old Power Ranger toys, like the ones that actually transformed, like the giant pyramid. I remember having all those. I sold them all at a yard sale for like dirt cheap money.
CK Chris, yeah, I know the sets that are in there. They're going to be some Sun and Moon. I think he said some X and Y might be in there, but it's mostly going to be Sun and Moon. No tag team, so nothing that crazy. But there'll be Sun and Moons in there. A lot of modern. So it's mostly going to be like Sun and Moon and newer, as far as I know. I know there's a booster box in there. I don't know the set. All he said was the booster box is, because the person who sent it to me knows I'm probably going to give some of it away. The booster box specifically, he said that is for me. I'm going to know what it is because it's the only thing wrapped in black that I can't see. And he said I have to save that for last. So I know there's a booster box in there.
You going to rip it?
I don't know.
I guess it depends on what it is.
Yeah.
It might be, if it's a box of team up.
But yeah, I'll rip it. I'm not like I do collect some stuff sealed, but for the most part, I'm a ripping whore. You give it to me, I'm ripping it.
It is hard to keep sealed stuff.
Yeah, those packs of cards that I said that I wasn't gonna open because they're from my kid. That's what I was opening a second ago. So yeah, now I got to open up something else for him.
Just keep ripping. You can run to the store and get him more packs tomorrow.
Oh, I still have some stuff. He's good.
All the 151.
Yeah, I have 151 and I own the milk thing. This thing. These things.
Yep. Yeah. No, my girlfriend bought one of those like when it came out last week.
I have two of them. This is one of the things I will keep because I love electric type.
Yes. Not a single hit. Like that entire box, I think, what is it, 6 or 8 packs in it? It was all hollows.
Completely
there was nothing in that box.
Hate the thought of a monster hit sitting in a box on my shelves. Yeah, I mean it's not that I'm afraid of that. It's just like that's part of the gambling game of opening and keeping things sealed. What are we ripping at Card Party? GR3 wants to know everything. You give me a pack in my hands, I'm ripping it. You give me something you tell me not to open. I'm gonna wait till you turn around. I'm gonna open it.
I'm just gonna sit here and be a degenerate and rip packs.
Yeah. Just Joshin was at the first Card Party with me. Like, oh my god, the amount of packs, the amount of free packs you will open because people want to pack battle everyone and their mother is insane.
Dude, that story where you found the pack, what was it, the Paldea at the flea market place?
Oh yeah,
it was the one from Card Party. It was like it's gonna be worth at least $30.
Yeah, I was like, fuck out of here. Yeah, I saw it's like the week. It was literally the week after Card Party. We, my wife and I went to Ninja Exchange, which is our equivalent to a Frankensons. And yeah, the dude had 3 Paldea Evolved booster packs with the numbers on it for the world record at Card Party. And I asked the guy, I was like, hey man, these how much are you selling Paldea these singles for? He was like $20 a piece. I'm like, cool, this set like I get the set just came out, so they should be like more $5 to $6. He's like, yeah, but these are world record packs. And I was like, world record packs? No way. And he was like, yeah, man. He was like, you heard of a Card Party? I was like, yeah, I was just there. He was like, oh, so you know exactly what these are. I was like, yeah, I know they shouldn't be worth $20 because if they're not open, they're not part of a world record, you fucking loser.
They're duds. They're disqualified packs at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You're the reason why you gave Pat a heart attack when he was like, not everyone opened the packs. But he had 3 of them, so I'm assuming that there were packs that he like maybe he knew somebody, knew one of the helpers there, and just got a extra handful of those packs.
God,
yeah.
Because what do they do? Collect all the wrappers?
No, because I saw my wrapper. They watched everybody and open it. Like we had to open it with above our heads.
They just basically did a count. Like an overview after the fact. Got it. I thought I saw some like giants, like one of those kind of like the laundry baskets the hotels use that was full of packs or wrappers or something like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that was Bulk Alley. So that's just a bunch of I have something very similar to that right here. Oh shit. Oh, so this is full of bulk cards in here. So it was one of it was just there's multiple multiple 6-foot tables just full of those boxes full of bulk, and people can go through it to find stuff to finish their master sets. And some people were throwing in actual hits in there for the kids to find, and then a lot of people were opening packs there and then throwing their bulk in those boxes, and then that was the trash. That was all trash. Yeah.
What happened to all of it at the end? Did they like donate it or anything?
Good question. I have no idea. I can probably ask Pat, but we can all find out together.
I mean, it was probably a lot of bulk.
Yeah, this bulk is.
I saw some pictures. It was an insane amount.
Yeah, that bulk is going to Card Party. Maybe find some rainbows. Yeah,
actually, a good idea is just to bring all of the bulk down there just to donate or give to the kids once we arrive.
Yeah, Retro Pokemon Gamer, a great community member. he was the one putting hits in that thing for people to find.
Just like random spots in the boxes.
Yeah. And he was like, it sucks because I don't want to unsleeve the hits and put them in there. But like, he was like, I just bit the bullet and started putting sleeve cards in there. So if you guys are at Cardboard Alley or Bulk Alley, whatever they want to call it, if you see any plastic hanging out of those of the things, pick it up. It's a hit. So just saying, little hints. Yeah, Card.party. So this will be your first. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I didn't go to the first.
Yeah, it's going to be insane.
It wasn't even like I was collecting, but I wasn't like on the radar or even thinking about progressing the Instagram any further.
Mm-hmm.
Or I mean, YouTube wasn't even on the radar then, anyways, too. So,
yeah, I originally wasn't going to go either, but Ian with Ian and Jay's Corner, bless their little handsome hearts. They're like, go. Like, if you don't go, you're not real. You suck and we hate you. They didn't do that. I'm just messing around. No, they're both like, no, you should go. Like, you're going to miss out. Like, we have a feeling this is going to be awesome. This is going to be huge. And I'm glad they made me go. It was extremely worth it. Someone opened some emerald.
Ooh.
We're not. Hey, you got a gold kind of. I can't, Chris. I don't have emerald. You open emerald. I actually don't. I still can't believe he pulled that ground on EX when he was on. Insane.
He ripped that live. I mean, that's sick.
Yeah, he opened 3 or 4 packs live, and they were vintage packs on the channel. He opened, I think it was Emerald. He got the Rayquaza the night before on his own stream.
Okay, cool.
Then on my stream he got the Hollow Kyogre and the Groudon EX. Yeah.
I got no. I'm not ripping any of the cool stuff.
Do it, or you're not real.
No.
Do it.
No.
Chat. Everyone spam no balls in the chat.
I do want to know what's in. I have a Japanese rocket pack behind me, and it's a guaranteed holo, so I kind of want to know what's in it.
Yeah, the best way to know what's in it is you open it, you coward. No balls. See, nope, no balls. Do it. I try to get him every single time I'm at his house. See, do it.
Where is it?
He won't. It's sad. Do it. Well, I'll make sure it's recorded. Everyone get ready to clip it. He's gonna open it right meow.
I'm gonna. We can give it a little bit. Let it cook a little bit.
No, there's no. We don't preheat anything on this channel.
What do you think's in it? Can we place bets of what's actually in this?
I will bet. I can't gift you subs because you're just like me. We're not there yet. We're not the 3,000 hours.
I'm proud of my 600.
Yeah, and you should be. Chris says it's a Gengar. Joshin says Dragonite.
Dragonite would be sick.
Dragonite would be sick. I have to say it. I'm gonna go with the Dark Raichu because it's my favorite card ever. Ooh, the secret rare from the Japanese set. Dark.
It's. I know it's a secret rare, but I thought it was something different in Japanese.
It might be.
God.
Ooh, do it. It's a long crimp too. You know it's good.
Oh, it is a long crimp. It's beautiful. It's like a gradable pack.
Submit it live. Either submit it live or open it live. Damn it! I'm gonna have to come back. I'm out on the field. Sorry, Josh. He's gonna open it without you. What do you think? What do you think's in it?
It's probably something stupid, like wheezing.
I love peer pressure.
It's gonna be the worst hit. It would be okay, but there's actually so many holos in this that would actually kick ass. Like if it was the Slowbro or even the Rocket Trainers.
This place
I'd be cool with any of them.
Peaceful. What's up, Space Daddy? Where it's not, hey, Space Daddy, spam no balls in the chat because he has a Japanese Team Rocket set. maybe. I
I'm gonna
I
see.
think it's
I'm
I
gonna need to
think
see
it's
a
one
lot more
because
no balls.
no balls.
It's gonna take a lot to break me.
I have a feeling it's going to be one of the good hits because I had there he is, Space Daddy with the no balls, all caps. He's yelling at you. Daddy's yelling at you. My 1K Team Rocket pack was heavy, and I got a Vileplume out of it. I got the dark Vileplume.
And it's like the
So
dark Vileplume in the Japanese is like really kind of like oversaturated. It doesn't even look that great.
He's gonna make sure it's in the chat for sure. It could be the Blasty.
It could be the Blasty. The Blasty would make me happy.
Okay, I got see
whatever.
how much that's going for.
Probably nowhere close to the cost of the pack. Like,
none of them are. Even the Charizard isn't worth it.
What's Charizard in a 10? Like,
in a 10, it's a couple hundred.
Yeah. I mean, Steel Japanese, I think they're still like 200, 225 right now, somewhere in that ballpark for a Japanese one.
Oh, so you'll make your money back if it's a PSA 10.
If it grades, yeah.
Blastoise, yeah. 238 is what it's going for. Japanese. Dark Blastoise.
Okay, so
there's
a return if there's a big hit.
Well, that's
if the Charizard
thinking of it as just the hit. You got to remember with these vintage sets that people want the commons and uncommons too. Like the Charmanders go for like $50 graded at a 9.
I wouldn't grade the only reason I have this, I don't want the cards. I want the pack. I want the artwork on the pack.
So I'll take the cards then.
Like the tri-layer design on this. I think this is one of the sickest packs ever made.
Deal. I'll take the cards. You take the pack.
I mean, we can figure something out later. But I got something even cooler earlier today.
Vileplume, my boy, you shut your mouth. I didn't say I hated Vileplume. I just said that was the one I got. That's the official guide.
The official guide.
Good.
It has all of the pre-built. I flipped through it earlier and read a lot of it. It has all the pre-built decks
too.
It's not bad. Like, it's got a little bit of a little kind of tear right there. It's perfect. It was like $30 on eBay, and it showed up earlier today. But I collect anything and everything Rocket.
Look what I've started. You didn't open it yet, so you didn't start nothing.
No,
what else in that glass case? What else is over there?
No. Now I'm gonna start saying things, and you're gonna be like, rip that. No, rip that instead.
Okay, bet. GR3. What else is in there? You've been in his house. You know what's there. Did I mention I pulled the Gengar level X from Arceus the other night? Yes. Was that the one I saw on? That wasn't the one you pulled on stream, is it? Because I was lurking for some of your streams. That's the good stuff. Oh, so that's the only big thing in there that he can remember for now.
This was the best pack I ever ripped.
The Topps Chrome.
Topps Chrome Series 2. It's open. I ripped this pack myself, and I don't know if you've seen it or not on my Instagram. I have a Techno Scyther. So I bought one pack and pulled this Techno Scyther, and I graded it and got a PSA 10. It's like a pop 4, I think.
The case. He says the case has the good stuff. So there's more in there. What else is in there? Open.
No, there's no packs. Like,
you give us the goods and you open it.
I mainly like sealed theme decks, things like that. So I have both Rocket theme decks from Team Rocket. I have both Rocket theme decks from EX Team Rocket Returns. I have Blackout with Squirtle because that's my starter. Just random stuff. I got a Squirtle Funko signed by Eric Stewart. It's just all randomized stuff.
I was in his line at Collecticon for it, but then I don't remember what happened, but I got out of line for something, and I just was like, I'm not getting back in line. There's a lot of
lines were ridiculous.
I had the VIP pass too, and I was like, this is bullshit. For Johnny Young Bosch, I waited for an hour and a half.
The trick was, did you go both days or did you only go one day?
I went the whole week. I bought the VIP pass. I'm going the whole fucking time. Yeah.
Okay, so same story. Like on Saturday, this was in Dallas of last year, like the beginning of 23. The lines were stupid. and somebody told me, like, I got like a little insider, like all the signers are there for the VIP at like 9 a.m. when the doors open.
Yeah.
So I was like, screw it, I'm not going to do anything. This was on Saturday, so I came on Sunday. There was no lines at 9 a.m. Like, we showed up at like 9:15, and I got all my things signed all in like under 10 minutes.
Yeah,
So
I did the
if
same
you're gonna
thing.
do it during the VIP times, and
Yeah.
usually the second day is going to be a lot slower than the first day.
That's fine. But for like, if I'm paying couple $100 for a VIP thing, you better give me more than just fucking a fast lane
Yeah,
in an hour time.
There's not a lot of benefit.
No, there's not. Because at other conventions I've gone to where I bought the VIP stuff, there's your own separate like waiting and seating area, like in a different area where there's Wi-Fi, drinks, and like snacks, and like just something where you don't have to be around the other peasants.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and those lines are congruent. They're right next to each other, and the VIPs are almost just as long. It's not worth it. And you get in an hour early, but the second day you're probably sleeping in a little bit anyways. It's not there's not a lot of benefit at all.
No, there's not. Collecticon is probably one of the worst cons I've ever been to. If I'm being honest, I went to the Long Beach one last year. I had fun, but the only reason why I had fun is because of the people that I met up with, who I'm going to meet up with at Card Party. Like the vendors, there were some vendors there that I was able to make some good deals with, but because no one was willing to budge, like if you're not willing to negotiate, I really don't want to work with you.
And I think we had this conversation like a week ago, like even at the local shows. I hate the vendors that are just like, no, absolutely not. I think, what story did I tell you? It was I was looking for some Neo cards. It was the Dark Ampharos LP, according to TCG, was like $50-$60. He had like 120 on it, and I was like, we're not even close. Like, showed him the value. He's like, I'm not going down. It's like, my prices are my prices. It's like, okay, cool, keep your card. Yeah, I walked away, and I bought that same card that same day with the, what was it?
Probably in better condition.
It was really comparable. Like, they were both clean cards, or clean enough cards for the binder, and I got that with the Porygon 2 for the exact same price of the $60 price point in TCG. I got 2 points for what I wanted to pay. If the first guy had just come down to what I wanted to pay anyways, I would have got the card in the first place, and then I wouldn't have had the second card.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, a lot of these vendors, like, I get it. A lot of these people need to make money, especially if they're using it as their livelihood. But they have to, at the end of the day, like, they have to understand, especially if this is what they want to do for a living, this card isn't going to be the price it's going to be at forever. Like, it might go up. Yeah. And that's a chance that you have to take as a seller. But a lot of these cards, especially when they first come out, they're going to go down. And you have to be able to, hey, if you buy it as a single, that's on you to hope to take that chance.
Yeah, and it's not even like a being mean thing. It's like, it's not my problem what you paid for that card.
It's not. If you want to hold on to that card forever, that's on you. But you're going to get people like you, myself. I know a lot of people in this community, like, they'll be staring at a card, and then they're going to pull out their phone and compare prices. Like, that's just how it is these days, because you want to make sure you're paying the right price you should be.
Yeah, and I think that goes on the line with like shops too. I think you actually said it on the Chunkachu one that I listened to earlier about like local shops repricing like once a month, or you said you had a shop that like repriced twice a month. There's some shops in our area that don't reprice.
Yeah, like, there's one. I'm not allowed at one of them. Like, the closest one by my house, like a 5-minute drive, I'm not allowed back because I called them out.
Yeah, they're banking on someone to come in and just buy a card for whatever the card's price says on the tag and be none the wiser. And it's usually the parents that are buying a card for a kid, and they're getting completely ripped off on these cards. Yeah,
it's the parents, the grandparents, it's the people who aren't in the hobby, and they just go in there, see the shiny cardboard, and like, oh, that's my kid's favorite Pokemon. It's my grandkid's favorite Pokemon. I want that one. They're like, okay. And GR3 brings up another good fact. I only pay 60%. Fuck, there was a guy at Card Party who was like paying 40%. It's like, Why would I give you? At that point, you're just giving away your card. Like, you go to a pawn shop, you're going to have a better deal.
I mean, you're better off just even making a
Keeping
TCG player account. You're better off anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, than doing it at 40, 50, 60%.
Yeah, in one of the things that I like, someone tried to explain it, but Holly L, thank you for subscribing. Welcome in. My name is Gonzo. That is
that might be my Holly.
Okay, you're Holly. Okay, you know who he is. Don't worry about it then.
I don't think she's commented. I don't see her name. Holly L. She's not home right now, so she's probably watching on her
phone. Yeah, like what the fuck was I saying? At Card.party last year, I was walking around with Control Up Bob, and she's waving, "Hi, Holly."
Hey.
I was walking around with Control Up Bob. He was trying to make a deal. He wanted to do some trades, and it wasn't for cash. It was a card for a card. And this is one of those things that I don't understand. Maybe it's because I'm not a reseller, but he wanted, I don't remember what it was. I think it was, I don't remember what the card was exactly, but it was like a $75 card.
Yeah.
And so he was like, oh, maybe I can do a 1-for-1 trade. And the guy was like, all right, cool. What you got? And he pulled out a dark hollow Charizard. It wasn't in the greatest condition, but a dark hollow Charizard is still ungraded, like as a light LP, probably close to, still at that time was probably close to $60, $75 ungraded. Yeah. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. He was like, that and $20 cash, and we'll call it a trade. And he was like, oh, what? He was like, I'm trying not to spend money right now. And he tossed in like 4 more cards. And that was one of the things, like, oh, we trade at, he was like, we do trades at 60%. So it's like,
that's way too low. Like, even
that's
trading.
That's trade. Exactly. It's trade. So like, why, like, if you can't move that card, why don't you trade it?
It's so much more in the benefit of the vendor to trade sometimes than even to take cash.
Right. And that's what I was trying. That's what I thought. It was like, because if you can't move that card, maybe the card you're about to get will move, in a Charizard in almost any form will move at some point. And that was the crazy thing to me. And people are like, well, he has to make money. I'm like, it's the same fucking, it's the same price, just a different face on it. And they're like, well, what about this? I'm like, whatever you're about to say doesn't make sense to me, especially if it was for cash, I can understand. Like, if he was like, hey, I want to sell this card to you, I need some cash. Like, at that point, I can have him be like, all right, cool, 60, 70%. Because at that point, like, we're buying the card off you, and then we need to resell it to make a profit. That I can understand. But if you're trading a product for product, that's when I get lost, and people are like, no, that makes sense. Like, no, it fucking doesn't. Not to me.
Yeah, because they're going to end up with 4 or 5 cards.
Yeah.
And then they can take in more trades on those cards or sell all of those cards. It's way more beneficial to trade, even at, like, I mean, I don't know a lot of places that even do 90, but like a lot of places do at least 80. I thought was the standard
for a trade-in value. Yeah, like even GameStop has better deals than that shit.
Exactly. Yeah. If GameStop took Pokemon cards, you're better off going to GameStop than some of these stores.
Some people have more money sense. Oh, some people have more money than sense. Yeah, and I think that's what it was. The guy was nice, and and that's the thing. Like the guy who was trying to work out the deal, he wasn't even the owner. He was just like one of the workers.
Yeah. And
what I've noticed, especially from like these larger events, a lot of these larger events don't bring in an owner anymore or a manager. They're just like, and they're like, hey, like the person who can make that decision isn't here. Like, all right, great, go get them. He's like, oh, they're like not here at all. They're back home. It's like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, no, like that. So it's like, okay, well, now I understand why you can't. CK plays. Did you just summon me? We always summon you. It's one of those things like, who the fuck am I supposed to make a deal with? Or how am I supposed to like get something I'm happy with if the guy who makes these decisions
and if you're
isn't
the owner,
even here?
Why are you sending people that can't even make deals to run your
booth? Right. Like, how you don't trust these people to give you the best deals for you or to make you look good. You said more money than sense. Oh yeah. Yeah. Dan summoned you then. Because you have some sense to me. Then it's like 50 cents. But yeah, they're like it doesn't make any fucking sense to me. That their math isn't mathing.
No, and you'll have your good ones, you'll have your bad ones, and unfortunately, it's like 50-50 between the two.
Yeah.
I mean, they're and
I know you're
when
joking,
when you
Chris.
go to when you go to as many shows and like card events where I've been like hunting down all these cards and making these YouTube videos,
Mhm.
there's tables I just straight skip now. Like I
Yeah.
don't care if you have a card that I want. I don't want to give you money. I don't want to make a deal with you because I know how you operate.
Yeah, I'm the exact same way. I think I said it in the Chunkachu one too. Like if you're not willing to negotiate, like if I'm about to buy 10 to like 3 to 4 cards or more, if you're not willing to come down like $5 to $10, like, and I'm still gonna spend triple digits,
Yeah.
like why would I come back? Like it might be, or like if you're gonna be a dick about it, Slim Rips, Shane, he's one of the vendors that you'll see at Card Party. He's a local guy out here. He's really big and he's smart about it. Like I went to go film something over there at his shop for some friends, and he was working out a deal with a kid and his dad, and they were doing trading. Like, all right, cool. This is how much, and he showed him. He's like, this is how much you're worth on TCG Player.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, do you want cash, trade, or like you want to do a little bit of both? And he was like, oh, let's see what you have. And so the kid was like, how much is this card? And he's like, oh, that's like $5. He was like, do you want that one? He's like, no, I'm okay. And he's like, you sure? He's like, I'll tell you what. And he just took it out and he was like, it's $5. It's not going to hurt me. Like
that's cool.
Good business, because then you're going to build a memory. Not only going to build a memory for the kid and the dad.
Yeah, that kid got a free card. The kid got a card he wanted.
Oh, he gave him like 6 free cards.
Yeah, and then if you're the parent witnessing this too, that's the story you're going to go back to.
Exactly. Like you're going to be like, cool, this guy hooks it up. Like,
yeah, I mean, at the end
then
of the day,
he's making
especially
space for cards
just
that
take
he
care
doesn't
of the
need.
kids first too. Like we're adults playing like arguably a kid's game. Like it's
exactly.
And I've seen vendors just straight up say no and just be absolutely terrible to a child trying to get a card.
Yeah, or like the one Opossum made a video about. I want to say it was like maybe July. It was sometime after Card Party. There was a guy who thought it was a good idea to put a video up on his TikTok and YouTube.
And
like,
film the transaction where it was like a couple $100 he just screwed this kid out of.
Yeah, like what the fuck? He's like, yeah, this is cool. And I was like, you're a real piece of shit. You know that?
I don't know what goes through their brains when people like that just post things.
Cardboard Bros,
or that card shop.
I don't think
2
it was
weeks ago.
Oh yeah, they bought out the whole Costco.
Yeah, bought out the entire Costco, like 2 pallets of 151, and then they just posted on their Instagram.
Yeah, Chris Klein says, LMFAO, I have made high 5-figure deals, and if they aren't working with me, I'm just gonna skip them. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. Like you would think like, oh, like, hey, I want to buy all these boxes from you. Here's your grand total, $69,420.69.
Yeah.
Pay up, you motherfucker. And they're like, hey, I never swiped my credit card yet, bitch. See ya. Like, what? Why the fuck would you like talk down? Like the people who talk down to me, that's where I'm like, they're like, because I like we were talking about, like, I am very big on like, let me check my phone, let me check out the prices. If something doesn't feel right, or if I've never seen the card before, or if I haven't seen it in a while, I'm gonna check it out. I had one dude tell me, yo, no phones at my booth. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
I've never heard that.
I didn't know I was at a fucking casino. And he was like, nah, man. He was like, nah, if you don't trust me, you don't trust me. I'm like, cool, I don't trust you. I'm out. And I left. And a couple of, I was the only one, because like one, like my buddy had a stack of cards from this dude, a stack, like 10 to 15 cards. And he's like, oh, cool. And he just dropped them. And the guy was like, whoa, like, what's going on? He was like, hey man, like, you want to treat people like shit, I'm not going to give you my money. And he's like, but he's like, I'm not gonna let that guy take control of the negotiation. And he's like, dude, how's he going to negotiate and have a fair deal if you're not going to let him fucking do any research? Fuck off. And my buddy had some like bangers in his set too, in his stack, because he had a couple of.
He's probably gonna spend some money, and he just straight up threw away the business.
Yeah, it was done. Like, why? Like, just talk shit after we walk away. Once we're out of hearing distance, talk all the shit you want, because at that point, I don't care. But if you're gonna treat me like shit, cool. I'm gonna make sure that people know not to work with you.
Yeah, and when you're buying, and that's the fact. And whoever said like 5-figure cards. When you're buying hundreds or thousands of dollars of cards, why is it not a mutual transaction?
Right.
Why
Right.
it's
Yeah.
both parties need to be happy for the deal to actually be made.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Chris says it's like going into a trade channel on Sean's Discord. They want a card that is guaranteed to be a 10 for an MP price. No, man. Like that bugs me when people are like, oh, that's guaranteed to be a 10 when I grade it. So I want the lowest price possible so I can have the better fucking outcome. Or the sellers that are like, yo, this is a great condition card. If you grade it, it's going to be a 10. So I'm selling it for the 10 price. I'm like, motherfucker, I haven't graded it yet. Why are you selling it for that price?
Or when it's like a PSA 9 and they said just crack it and it'll turn into a PSA 10, but try to charge you a PSA 10 price because they say it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
Like, if it's guaranteed, then you do it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like,
if it's guaranteed, why didn't you get the 10 to begin with?
You spend the $80 in the grading fee if it's an expensive card or whatever. You spend the $40 to ship it there. You spend the $40 to get it back, and then sell me the 10 after you eat another $120 into it. I mean, it's
ridiculous. As soon as you said no phones, you're correct, sir. I definitely don't trust you now. Yeah, exactly. It's just, fuck that. Like, bro, that was the only time I've ever heard that, and I've never seen that dude at any card show ever. So he didn't last long within their community. Yeah, some of the stuff I buy there isn't anywhere to look for comparable prices. I go to TCG Player, eBay last sold. I never check on eBay for what it's currently selling for.
No, just go to sold.
I always go to the last sold. Every once in a while, I'll check Amazon just in case someone magically sold a single Macari. I'll double check there. I go through all of the big sellers.
Oh, the craziest thing is when like vendors or stores say, oh, they won't honor like last solds on eBay or auction prices. Like they won't honor an auction price. They'll only go off of the buy it nows. But typically the buy it nows are the ones that are getting pumped and then relisted. Mm-hmm. And like the auctions, I think, are the true data. Like it's what people are willing to pay for the card down to the last second.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have an auction on, let's say, this rocket pack that ended at $150, but you have a buy it now for $229 on the same day.
I understand what you're saying. For that one, I can understand both arguments because sometimes like someone might have just got lucky, but at the same time, it's like
if there's enough to show it. Like if most of the auctions are all in the same area, but the one or two skewed buy it nows are $100 higher.
But that's why it's the last sold, and you can see the last couple of them. It's not just like, oh, the most current one's $120. Hey, but what if you check the next two underneath it? It says $220. Oh, but that's not last sold. It's the same day. it's literally within hours of each other. I understand it, but for that, like, there needs to be a little bit more of an average. Like, okay,
if you meet in the middle or you come to some type of actual deal, if they're willing to work with you, sure.
Yeah, exactly.
But if they just completely rule out the low ball or the like that end of the spectrum simply because it's an auction,
it's like if it's a like I don't try to lowball people. Like I try to go for a comfortable price that I'm willing to pay, but then it's like, all right, well. Like if I'm willing, like if they're selling a card for $10 and I want to negotiate, I'm like, I'm the lowest I'm willing to go is $6, but you know what? I'm gonna go in the middle just so they know I'm not here to fuck around. I'll like, hey, will you go for 8? And if they say yes or no, like, or if they return with like 9, I'm like, all right, cool, I can do that. But like, maybe $10 isn't the best option because it's so very low price. So if it's like a $50 to $60 card and it's perfect condition, ungraded, cool. Like, hey, this $60 card, you willing to go 55, 50 or 50, 55 for it? And if they start an actual legitimate negotiation process, I'm like, all right, cool.
If they're willing to work with you, and then especially if it's a card you want. Like with me and liking vintage stuff as much as I do, if it's a clean copy or if it has a big swirl, if it's just a nice copy of that card, I'll pay a little extra for that. Like I have no problem with that.
Right.
But if it's like a modern card where I can literally just want it and then go on eBay or TCG Player and just click buy it now, I'm gonna lean towards the cheaper option. But if it's like in my hand, then I mean every scenario is different, but it's like I said, every scenario is different. I mean, we can just like leave it at that.
Yeah, Chris brings up a great scenario. Some of the stuff I buy, there isn't any to look for comparable prices. I'm just saying my sealed stuff, not singles, the collection boxes I have, just one of 6 left sealed.
Okay, yeah.
And that's one of those things like that. I don't think I'll ever reach that point where I'm like, oh man, can I buy this couple $100 box that's used to be $20? Like, and I completely understand what Chris is saying. Like at that point, you're just gonna have to trust your gut and hope you're getting a good deal for it.
Yeah,
but at that point, you
get more into like collection pieces where it's more high end. It's it's more of a thing where you're probably going to justify whatever the price is.
Yeah,
and it still comes down to, are you comfortable with it? A, are they willing to work with you? B, but whatever the price is probably going to be somewhere in that ballpark.
Right.
If there's no comps that exist. I mean, I guess it just comes down to how bad you want it.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, because at that point, if you can't find comps, it's going to be off gut. Like, are you comfortable paying the price? And that's all it is. And oh my God, for this hobby, for the love of God, people, don't go into debt for this hobby.
It's not the thing. Like, if you're buying stuff that's 4 or 5 figures, and you're not, obviously, if you're not going into debt for it, it's your money.
Yeah, exactly.
Spend your money. I'm not gonna. I'll never bash someone
5K by themselves. just rub it in, Chris. No big deal.
What is the box? What collection box?
Name anything that's older than 10 years old. That's the box he's talking about.
Just has them all.
He has them all. Chris is one of those. Yeah, he's a sexy man with sexy intentions.
Is that was the guy you had on last week, right?
Was it last? Yeah, last week.
Yeah.
I
was in that live for a little bit.
Yeah.
If I remember right, he said you had like 16 cases of God, what were y'all talking about? Like,
it was
evolutions or something.
No,
it was
not
something English modern.
It was I know. He did say something like that, but I don't remember the set either.
Burning Shadows.
I can send a Gonzo pic. I'll send you a pic, baby. What's up?
I think it was Burning Shadows.
Yeah, he has. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Then he has a Brazilian Cosmic Eclipse.
I think I heard that part too.
You got that blister with the Hollow Pop Series Blastoise. I think he's asking Chris if he has that. Oh, does Chris have EX era? Boy, you better go watch last week's episode, Joey. Does Chris have EX era Pokemon cards? How dare you?
Yeah, it's just some ridiculous amount of Burning Shadows he has.
Yeah. Burning Shadows.
And he was like, I just bought a case last week because he found a good deal on it. I remember I was in during all that part.
Burning Shadows has some decent cards in there.
Have you pulled the Rainbow Zard? I'm assuming you pulled it multiple times if you've been ripping it a lot.
That's if he's ripping it, because for the most part, he's a sealed collector for the most part. Oh my God, that's such a jump too. So this is on TCG Player. This is what the Burning Shadows singles price lists are as of right now. $413 for the Secret Rare EX or GX, I mean, and then it jumps down to $62. But like for me, like Acerola, the Wiki, the Fairy Energy, they're great cards. I love the Darkrai, Machamp, Gardevoir. Machamp I can live without. The Gardevoir is pretty cool. The Marshadow I think is underrated.
I like Guzma.
Yeah, Guzma's good. I have that one. So good. Plumeria, I want more because my wife is a Polynesian dancer and she loves Plumeria flowers. So I'm trying to. I want to buy a handful of these so I can grade them, so I can get her at least 1 or 2 10s. Then the rest I'll probably use as like giveaway fodder, so I'm not fucking pumping dumping Plumerias.
You can end up with like 20 something copies.
Yeah, no, probably. How much is she? $8. I can buy a handful. I can get a handful.
You could grade them all and then like make a bouquet with them.
Yeah, get my wife a Plumeria. Like she would either find it really funny or really stupid or both. I've been ripping Burning Shadows a bunch. Let me know how many Plumerias you have. I'll buy some off you, Chris. I got a lot of EX. F Burning Shadows. Joey, you know you can say the fuck word in my chat. You're a mod, for God's sakes. What am I going to do? Time you out? You fired. I don't do that shit here. You know that. But yeah, you guys know you're allowed to do, for the most part, a little bit of what you guys want on chat, given the circumstances. You can't just, like I was telling AJ earlier before the stream started.
Yeah.
You can't drop the N-bomb. Like, that's probably, like, there's a lot of, I don't have many rules.
And he told me, don't act like that story is like I said the N-bomb.
No,
he told me a story about somebody else dropping it.
Correct. AJ didn't say it. Somebody else said it trying to come onto the channel. Poopy butt. Yeah, you can say poopy shit, shitty poop shit, wiener, crier wiener baby. If you, I know why I'm laughing so hard about it. Chris probably knows why I'm laughing so hard about it. If you guys are never mind. I don't want to start any shit. But yeah, quit being a crying weenie baby. Oh my god, what? Okay, I gotta take a breath. God, I'm fat because I got hot just by laughing. Yeah, for the most part, you guys are in chat. Have fun, just like we're having fun. But don't go overboard, or otherwise you will be timed out. But I think there's legitimately only been 2 people timed out on my whole channel. You sent me it better be a picture of your wiener, or I'm gonna be very sad. Oh, this one. Ooh, it has Hold-On Phantoms in it. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's a Absol Agron box.
Oh yeah.
It has EX Deoxys, Hold-On Phantoms.
You know there's a Gold Star Mewtwo in it. Go rip it.
Ooh, so good. There's so much bulk behind that box too. That's so good. Man, I'm jealous. I'm not gonna lie, I'm jealous. Chris is gonna make me put out. I'd put out for that.
For Holland Phantoms alone.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I love Hold-On Phantoms. There's I want to know what those hits are going for now. Because for like, I am such a non-seller that when people like when I go to card shows, I'm constantly looking at prices. Because you can tell me like, oh my god, you can tell me these prices. Like some cards I know the prices on, mostly modern, but once it gets to like Sun and Moon, that's when I'm like, damn, I need to look up these prices. But the Gyarados Star is $600. Pikachu's $215. Mew's $100. Gyarados. Some of these are so good. A lot of the Delta species are still up there in prices. Torchic, the reverse hollow. Water Energy, hollow, $9. See, this is what I was trying to talk about. Like, this is what I meant earlier with those vintage packs, because a lot of people like, oh, but the hit doesn't worth the hit's not worth it if you don't get the Charizard or the Blastoise and you don't grade it as a 10. You're not going to make your money back. But like, it took us
still money.
Yeah, it took us a while to get to a card that's less than $1 on these vintage sets. So for Team Rocket, because I got the Vileplume, and I'm not mad about it, and I paid $250 for mine, and mine was guaranteed heavy too. Okay, well, I guess you do not want to go. Come on, you can search. Because a lot of people don't think about the common cards, because that's what I mean. Like, a lot of people will pay good money for the commons and uncommons and all the other shit as long as they're graded good. Yeah, the Dark Charizards are $150 ungraded. Yeah. Blastoise, $88 ungraded. So if you get these at 10s, yeah, you can possibly make your money back if you're.
I don't see the Vileplume yet.
Oh, it's down here. It's $17. $17, but I got it as a 9, so I could sell it for like $50 to $60. But if I graded that whole pack and they were 9s or better, I can 100% make my money back. Team Rocket Hollow, $10. That's a great card. I wish I had it. Oh, I do have it. I just want it graded now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I wouldn't mind hitting either of the trainers on the
Where's-
Japanese pack.
Where's the Charmander? Because I just saw and I know I graded that because I knew if I sell it, it'd be a decent amount for a common Charmander. It's $1. It's more than some of the fucking fully evolved Pokemon. So yeah, PSA 9 Charmander, I can probably sell it for $10. So at the end of the day, like people that like for vintage sets, when people are saying like, oh, I'm not gonna sell anything, or I'm not gonna if I'm not guaranteed the biggest hit, I'm not gonna get a vintage pack. They're looking at it the wrong way, especially if they're resellers. The one was 7K because the other has the Ray promo and a better pack art. Ooh, I would have got that one if I had the money. The dude I got it from had 2 of the 6. Nice. Mullet Raichu is well beyond $500. I agree, Ian. Hi, Ian. I miss you. Again, I'll be seeing Ian tomorrow, and I'm so happy. Ian's my friend. He doesn't know he's gonna get a cuddle. I'm gonna cuddle him. He's mad about it. Low key, Jay. I also have the original octagonal tin. Oh, yeah. Those are old. They're the tins that are shaped like an octagon. I used to have a ton of those, but they got messed up during a move. The other was 9,000. 9,000. Jesus Christ. I'll take 2K off and got the one. Yeah, that's a fair deal.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying now. Like, how do you find comps for any of that stuff?
Yeah, that's hard because they're also third. I don't think those ones weren't third party, but yeah, especially like
those repackaged ones from like Kmart and stuff like that with like all the multi sets in them. Like I've seen those things still too.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know because I know a lot of people collect that stuff. I don't see the point of collecting third party stuff. Yeah, it is official Pokemon. Yeah, that's what I thought. If it's not official, if it's not official vintage, like official Pokemon license and it's still vintage, I'll buy it. But if they're gonna be like, oh, it's a premium because of this, like it's not an official licensed product, I'm gonna rip it open just so I can have the packs inside and display them that way.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
especially when those like boxes are mixed with other stuff, like if there's a couple sports pack in it or like Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, depending on what those packs are, those are the main ones that I've seen. Yeah,
I'll buy those to rip. Yeah, exactly. I'll buy if I'm buying third party anything, it's going to be to rip. But I never buy third party modern anymore. The like Colosseum and Holding or whatever the fuck it's called, the shit you get out.
Yeah.
Like Walgreens and Walmart. No, I got one box and I was so scammed. I was like, I'm never buying these again. There were like old anime boxes that were like that. Yeah.
They're the biggest ones buying bulk store right now, aren't they?
I think so. Yeah. I think, and it's crazy. MJ Holdings, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have a lot of good luck with them, but I don't see enough people getting enough luck to make me be like, yeah, I want it. I have 2 of the first ever tins they ever made. Oh, hell yeah. The lunchbox ones. Dope. I need 3 of them. That's where you're both going.
I want to see his collection.
His collection's nuts. He's shown it off a handful of times. Shut up, Samantha. Samantha's my sister, and she's texting me for some reason. Shut up. Yeah, his collection is insane. He has the Harry Potter room under the stairs. It's full of Pokemon cards. It's a good spot for it.
And it's just all like in like a random room in the house. Like what's like how do you insure a collection like that?
And usually a 9mm.
9 doesn't stop a fire.
True. My whole house is full of it, says Chris.
That's crazy.
Yeah. His cupboard under the stairs. Yeah, exactly. That is an interesting thought process, though. I never thought about that. Insuring because I'm assuming house insurance would cover it.
To a certain extent,
yeah. But I know if you open up an insurance policy on those to That'd probably be a good idea.
It has to be something similar to like like those art insurance policies, but I think they come with a premium. I mean, he might have one. I'm not sure, but I know there's certain things along those lines that exist.
I don't know. You said you are my age. You said you're 35.
Yeah.
Do you remember the story of the lawyer who put an insurance policy on his Cuban cigars and then he smoked them and then tried to get an insurance payout?
Maybe. I don't, not 100% offhand.
So he got an insurance policy for his Cuban cigar collection, and then he got drunk one night and he started smoking them. Yeah, he claimed it for fire damage, and they were like, yeah, okay, like yeah, sure, whatever. They approved it, they got it, but then someone realized like, wait, these are cigars and they're fire damage, so they had like 3 more questions for him. And then he was like, oh, yeah, I did smoke them. And they're like, oh, cool. We're pressing charges on you for arson. So he went to prison for it.
That's fucking crazy.
Because they're like, yeah, we get it. They're cigars. They're meant to be smoked. But you put an insurance policy on them so they wouldn't get damaged.
Yeah.
Then you claim fire damage that you intentionally did yourself so you can smoke
arson, fraud.
So
I mean, you can throw whatever at them.
No, that's what there was like. It's arson and fraud. So yeah, they got him for it. So he's in. Well, I'm sure he's out by now. But yeah, they got him for arson.
Man, I mean, just wake up and just say, hey, I enjoyed a good cigar last night. I mean,
yeah, just call him up like, hey, cancel my insurance policy. I don't have them anymore. Do you want to pay out? Nope, I'm not. You're not getting me. No. Grim Lau just got insured his stuff after the Catch 'em All stuff.
There was a local shop that got broken into,
and
they did consignment as well. I'm assuming that's what he's talking about. And he probably had some of his stuff. Well, as another guy we know that's local.
Oh, gotcha.
I think he was consigning some of the stuff at the shop, and the shop got broken into, and a bunch of the stuff got run through. So I don't know the ins and outs of what happened to the actual like customers' things that were stolen.
Yeah. That's interesting. That is something I'm actually curious about now too, because there's a handful of shops out here that do consignments. So are their stuff protected under the store's insurance policies? Because they're not technically the store's or somebody else's. There has to be something that he can look into. I'm sure there's some kind of protection for that.
Yeah, he said I'm reading he actually insured his own collection afterwards. Okay, so he's just scared of theft on his stuff.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be flying out to San Francisco in 2 weeks to buy $100,000 sealed modern collection and drive back in a U-Haul. God damn. Are you sure you don't need to adopt me? Because I'm free labor at this point. Oh, shit.
He'll be the driver too the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll blow you while we're driving. The Poke Couple raid. Hey, Poke Couple, welcome. Welcome, guys. My name is Gonzo. That is Grim Horizon TV.
Hello.
This live is Creator Spotlight, where people come onto the channel, YouTube creators, Instagram creators, content creators in general. I give them a spotlight to show off their work and their personality besides Pokemon. Mr. Shiny Giratina, welcome to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I'm down. Are you down for the down? Just as a heads up, the Poke Couple, if you guys are not new, or if you guys are new to the channel, or if any of your raiders are new to the channel, this is not a family friendly channel unless otherwise. Next week will be family friendly because I will have Jackalope Plays on here as a one-on-one. He's a father and son team, so just a heads up. I'm gonna say as much PG as fucking possible with them. I should get all my fucks and shits out before they come on.
Anyone offended by the F word, get them out quick.
Jessica, thank you for the subscribe. Poke Couple raid, thank you. Corey Horland, Holleraid. Someone's gonna have to pronounce. I can't read. We know I can't read. This isn't PG-13. No, Ian of all people knows that this is not. My channel is 100% family friendly, NG rated. Chris is a fucking liar. I'm reporting, says the Red Ninja. Please don't report me just yet. Wait, my name is Jay's Corner TCG. You can call me Joey. Lies. Poke a couple raid, says Jessica. Thank you so much, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in. The Poke Couple is actually going to be on a group creator spotlight I will be doing in 2 weeks. So after Jackalope plays, them, Pokedad, TCG, E-Man Collects, those that group of people are going to be attending creators at Card Party that are on the creator page. So I'm going to give them a little bit of love, a little bit of spotlight. Red, that's the joke. I would hope. I would hope so. Low key, loving already. I appreciate it, Ninja. That's awesome. I can't wait to have Poke Couple on and everyone else. I talked to a lot of the guys in chat already that we have on Instagram. It's going to be fun. Speaking of family friendly, accept a Clive video pretty soon.
What is the deal with the Clive card? I saw his stack of like all the full art Clives.
He just those that like, you know how there's like for a set there's always that one card that you can't stop pulling.
Oh yeah,
that's his.
So he's just pulling the Clive nonstop.
He's pulled Clive. I think last time he told me he was almost at 200 Clives. So now he's making a whole like series about the Clives burning and like
what was the last set? Paldean Fates. It was a Squawkabilly EX. Like every other pack, I was pulling that card. Like it will just like you said, there's always that card that just haunts you.
The Poke Couple says we pulled 3 full art Raging Bolts tonight.
That's good.
At least that's a full art Raging Bolt. I still haven't opened any Temporal Forces. None. It's just been too busy. I play Pokemon Go and Unite. Hell yeah. I should play Unite more often.
Pokemon Go.
Now I can say my inappropriate pickup lines. Go ahead, Corey. Inappropriate away. I was just giving people the heads up just a couple minutes ago. My chat is a free-for-all. You can say almost whatever you want. There are still lines, but for the most part, have fun, guys. If my mods or I tell you to cool it down just a little bit, cool it down just a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Team Valor, okay, kick them, ban them. This is Team Mystic only.
This is a Mystic chat, and we're sticking with that.
Yeah, it's so hyped to go to Card Party.
Use your coin. We talked about the coins. Use
the coin. Use the coin. So hyped for Card Party, says the Poke Couple. Looking forward to coming onto the show. And I can't wait to have you guys on the show. The Red Ninja says, but unfortunately, I do got to go get ready for tomorrow. Get up early for a 3-hour drive to a con to get my Spider-Man 2 PSC. Oh, that's so cool. I almost had Yuri on the channel, the voice actor for Spider-Man. I was that close because he was at a local convention here in San Diego. And he's a voice actor for the Spider-Man animated series, Hercules, and a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
And me and him had a really good connection about because he was starting to get into things that my son was into. Because my son got his stuff signed for Hercules and all the other stuff. So I almost got him on the channel. I wish I would have pursued that a little more.
That would have been really cool to have something like that.
Though so far I've only had one voice actor on the channel.
You could just let him talk nonstop about literally anything in all different voices.
That would be interesting, but I would try to keep it as much as in the realm as possible. But the only voice actor, didn't want to burp in your ear. The only voice actor I've had so far on the channel was the original Professor Oak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is that?
So Stuart Zagnit.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so good. It was such a good show. Let's see. Where did I see
Corey's comment?
Corey's like, are you an orange because I want to squeeze you and get some juice? Yes. If you want inappropriate tips for toes, exclamation point tips for toes. That's how we do it over here.
I saw you do that on one of them. Somebody needs to just dono $1 and just make them do it.
What's up, brother? Says, Dizzy, my Dizzy's here. Y'all, who said that first? That's crazy. Y'all, wasn't me. Are you a cow because I want to squeeze your udders and get some milk? Hey, man, you got to get a girl pregnant first. That's how I got my wife to get some milk out of her udders. She's going to kill me because she's going to think it was a fat joke. She's not fat. Do I love it being banned? No, I haven't seen anyone get banned yet. Keep playing with people who idle and spawn and needs to stop. Yeah.
I appreciate it, Dizzy.
Yeah. What were we talking about? Oh, we were talking about shithole sellers for a little bit. Then we went on.
We went down the vendor route. We went down.
We went down some kind of rabbit hole.
Yeah, I don't. We ended up. Yeah, just shit talking sellers is all we did for a hot minute there.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about blowing Chris because he needs help getting from California back to Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, if you guys are gonna buy some cards, buy singles, and you don't know what it is, look it up.
Like
I've never
just comp it, always comp it.
I've never had a vendor tell me to put away my phone. Never, except that one time, and I was like, cool, never working with you again. Never seen that dude at a show ever.
I can't believe that actually happened. I want that to happen to me one day. Just so like in the moment, I don't know how I'm gonna react.
I think he was comfortable saying it because there's no cameras out at the time. Like he knew I wasn't using it as a camera, and that's when he's like, "Oh, this seems right." It's like, no.
I hope it happens because I'm filming half the time, and I have like my phone down. It's like I'm not actually like holding it up and like filming the interaction or anything. I might just forget to shut it off. And like if I caught something like that on film, that would be crazy.
Oh yeah, I would call him out immediately if I was. Yeah.
And that's getting straight DM to Bud.
Yeah, like, check this shit out. Corey says, I'm not even playing cards, but somehow I pulled a queen. I'm not currently an organ donor, but I love to give you my heart. There's something wrong with my cell phone. It doesn't have your number in it. Oh, he's still doing pickup lines. Okay, I was like, what is he talking about? I was like, oh, pickup lines. Got it. Jessica says, the people that make Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, calling them out, Konami, fix your game. I've never played it, so I can't tell you. Your mics are mostly always hot. Oh, yeah. Your mics? Yeah, your mic's always hot because of that. Just because it's not recording doesn't mean your mic's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it happens one day. I really do.
It's something crazy is going to happen one day during your edit. You're going to pick up and you're like, oh, that's fucking gold.
I've had stuff like, and it's stuff I can't even repeat. Like where it's like, oh my God, I got that on film. It's like instant cutout because it's like my buddy or somebody I know, or there's like a secondhand conversation happening behind me where I don't even hear it because I'm engaged in my own conversation. And it's like, well, I can't even use this piece because of what happened in the background.
Yeah, I think that's only happened one time with me. I'm like, oh, this is unusable because of the shit in the background. Because I'm not that fantastic at editing, so it's not like I can get rid of it. I know. Yeah. I would have to pay my good friend Ian a lot of money to fix some of my stuff to make it viewable. Ian's a goat. Ian is the goat. Oh, speaking of Ian and Card Party with the Poker Couple and everything, you are going to Card Party. Is there anything that you want to do, like on the top of your head, that you've been planning? You're hoping you can get it done. What is that idea for your channel?
For me?
Yeah.
Like I've actually thought about that, and I don't know how much I want to put into an actual YouTube video at Card Party. Like,
right.
I know there's no way I'm going to outdo Pat's video for Card Party, like the overview video. And whatever footage I get there, if I get a lot of footage, I don't want to be filming the whole time. Like I've actually gone back and forth in my mind where I want to go to Card Party. I want to experience Card Party. And I don't want to just be the guy that's like this, just holding up my phone, filming and living on my phone. That's
going to be a fine line to find, because you saw that a lot at Card Party. And then after Card Party, there's a lot of people saying the same thing. Like some people are like, I filmed way too much. Like, I don't know how I'm going to condense it into a viewable watching experience for the channel.
And I don't want to miss the things.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, there's so many stories that I'm not a part of that you guys have because I was filming everything. I was doing something. And then there's others who's like, I didn't film enough. Like there's some stuff that happened. So there's a fine line. And that's why like Joey, Ian, myself, like there's a lot of content creators who went last year who this year, like as soon as he announced Card Party 2, even before he announced it, people were already thinking of like, okay, this is the exact idea I want for Card Party. This is what I'm going to film, and that's it. Like, so they have one film idea, one or two that they're going to film, and that's it. And then they might get like some shots and videos for like B-roll and for Instagram shorts.
Yeah, like if I could do like cool little pack battles with random people, like something along those lines would be fun. Or, I mean, in my case, being so new, like, I'd rather just have a drink and like get some insight with some people. Like,
And that's pretty much what I did last year. Like I filmed some stuff. I filmed a pack battle, I did a charity pack battle, and that got changed the day it happened. Because so originally it was going to be for tacos. Like, well, it was always going to be for charity because it was my idea. So I was like, okay, it was going to be Jay's Corner TCG, Opossum Bud, Feller Chris, Get You, and one or two other people. We were going to meet up. We were going to do a pack battle, and then whoever the loser was had to buy tacos at a local restaurant.
Yeah, I mean, something like that's fun.
Yeah, and then the charity thing came in was whatever the total of the tacos were going to be. I was going to donate that amount to a charity of the winner's choice. So whoever the winner was gets free tacos in a donation made in their name, and the loser just had to pay for tacos. But that changed. It got so crazy that like we didn't have time to leave and go get tacos. So when we filmed it, there was other content creators around, and like I was like, hey, like everyone come in.
And
so like
with that scene with that amount of people, I'm sure it was just like it snowballs way too quick.
Pocket Packs joined, Powder TCG, Control Bob, Ian with Ian ended up joining. There's a lot of people up there. It was a great video, great time. And then at the end of it, I reminded the guys like, hey, well, before we recorded, I told them, I was like, oh, by the way, whoever wins, I'm donating money to a charity in your name of your choice. And they're like, oh, this just got real. So like it made it more, it helped them be like, okay, now this is actually exciting. This makes me want to pull something hot because I want to donate to a charity. So Feller Chris won. So I donated $200 to a,
okay, cool.
What was the charity's name? It was $200 it was one of those charities that gives like kids and hospitals toys and games and Pokemon cards. So that's where the money went for the winner on that one. So I think I'm going to do that again this year.
And this year is probably going to be a whole lot bigger than it was last year.
Maybe just because I'm a feature creator this year, that I think that might change it a little bit.
Do you know what your role is yet, or what you'll be doing at Card.party? Is that going to be like a last minute thing for the feature creators?
No. I don't know when those, because I talked to Pat. He said there's going to be some kind of like Zoom meeting to like explain what's going to happen for us. As far as I know, as of right now, I am going to be on stage twice. One in the venue hall where there's a small side stage, and I'll be opening packs with people where I do need to stay at least PG. Like I have to because there's going to be so many kids around. And what Joey said in chat, if we do something like that again, it's definitely going to be more in a controlled setting, because if you go back and watch that video, there's going to be there's a kid that's standing right by everybody opening packs. It's just talking, and then there's another kid while I'm trying to do my fucking outro, the kid goes hi and just and you can see it in my eyes, like I'm gonna fucking deck this kid as
man. You got you got to keep it cool in those situations.
Yeah, it really pissed me off, because it's like, where the for someone who doesn't have kids, you're gonna feel it a lot. Like you're gonna look around like, where the fuck are these kids' parents at? Like, dude, there's kids that just roam and they'll walk. Like, I get it, it's a safe and comfortable environment for kids, and it is a children's card game, and a lot of the content creators are family friendly. But you don't know who you're talking to a lot. Like, even I didn't. As a grown man, like, I had to lean in, like, hey, Joey, who's that guy? Okay, that's who it is? Cool. Because, like, if Dizzy walks up to me, he's one of my mods. But if he walks up to me and tries to, like, give me a hug, I'm going to push him back and then throw up, like, hey, like, what the fuck you doing? Because I don't know what Dizzy looks like.
Yeah, I mean, like, you'll have that with anything.
Yeah, exactly.
And off the kid things, like, never, like, not going to sit here and bash kids, because 90% of the time,
no, I'm bashing the
anyways.
I'm bashing I'm bashing the parents, and the adults are like, yeah, I'll do this with you. They came up to me, and I saw a lot of other content creators and other adults do them. Like, though, I'd be like, where's your parents? Get your parents over here, and then we'll talk about trading cards. We'll talk about this. We'll talk. Just please go get your parent.
Yeah, and back
And,
to the adult trade nights that we were having. That was another main reason why a lot of the shops locally started separating.
Yeah,
because you'll have people our age come out, and then like I have no problem trading with a kid, but you have these parents that drop off like 4 kids because it's like, okay, well, let the shop
they think it's a
babysit.
fucking,
It's like a daycare for the 4 hours. They're running around the place. They're grabbing cards. Stuff's getting stolen. Packs are getting ripped off the shelf. People will come up like 3 times. Hey, will you trade me this whatever, this common card? Oh, I see you got a rocket pack right there. Can we trade that? It's like, no, you got to be nice. You got to try to say no. It's like
the trade up challenges are going to be nuts. Every kid's trying to do a trade up. Well, maybe because that trend died down, hopefully there won't be as many.
It's still going at card shows. Like we were at a card show
out here
3 weeks ago, and almost every table we come to, one kid. It was a couple of the same kids. I think it was like this little group of friends, but they were all separating. They were hitting every table, and then the next one would come up and hit the same table. So we'd be at a table. The other one the vendor would politely say no or make a trade. Like I seen it go both ways. And then 2 minutes later, another little kid would run up and would like, can we do a trade up challenge? And it's like
there was like 3 or 4 vendors at Card.party that put signs up that says we're not doing trade up challenges.
Yeah.
And that was after, like, a lot of them did do them for a while, but there were so many doing it. They're like, we can't keep doing it.
Like when I first saw it, I thought it was cool. I thought it was a cool thing that these kids were doing it. But then I saw 100 kids doing it over the last couple of years, and now it's like, it sucks. You're a 6-year-old kid and you want to accomplish something better, but it's a lot of money on these vendors too.
Yeah, and it's they like a lot of the parents need to remind the kids like these trade up challenges they're seeing online, they're probably fake.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be honest. Like I love some of the content creators that do it. Some of them are my friends. They've been guests on the channel, but they're not all of them are 100% real because they're like, hey, let me give you this for a video that like, and then they got to go back and retrade everything. But yeah, it's
they give it back or the parent pays for it 2 seconds later. I mean,
yeah,
you take everything you see online with a grain of salt. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah,
but hopefully with that trend, because I haven't seen it often down here in San Diego, at least. I think the trend has died, and hopefully it stays that way, especially for Card.party because it got real annoying real quick.
Sure.
The Poker Couple says, yeah, people need to be accountable for their kids.
And that's the thing. It's 90% of the time, it's not the kid's fault.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
because
parents' negligence. Joey
can attest to this. Fucking the Snorlax time was insane. So Snorlax time was a great experience for the kids. It was, hey, Pat gets on stage, he yells Snorlax time, and all these guys in like Snorlax onesies, they come out and they throw out a bunch of free products and deep Pocket Monster backpacks, blister packs, they just throw out a bunch of free stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But like Pat says it, like, hey, don't crowd the guys, don't chase after them, don't run, no running, no
way too many people. Just like going for things.
Yeah, stay where you are, and they'll toss it to you. And it's the very first, like you knew it was going to be chaos for the weekend. And the very first time he yells Snorlax time, you hear grown ass adults like our age, because we have kids at our age. They're like, yo, go. Like they're telling these kids to go. Like, motherfucker, did you not hear the grown man on stage say, don't do this? So there's like,
it's mob mentality. It's going to happen regardless.
And this is how you know, like some of these kids they're being told to do it, like what we heard, or the parents just don't care. Because my kid was on my shoulders for one of them, for one of the Snorlax times, and my kid, he goes, Dad, what are these kids doing? Because before it happened, like, because one kid got hurt at one of them, like kids were getting trampled. So Pat again was like, don't run, stay where you are, we'll throw them to you. That didn't happen. So my 7-year-old son is like, Dad, didn't he just say not to do all this? I'm like, yes, he did. And then one of the guys,
kudos to your son though.
Yeah,
I mean, for listening, processing it, and
because he saw it. Well, he saw it. He's like, that looks dangerous. I'm like, it is. And then the guy who just came out of Snorlax time, who was working, and he's like, I think one of those kids hit me in the dick. So like now I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, yeah, that's why. Yeah. The Poker Couple says responsible parents versus irresponsible parents. Yeah, That's exactly how it was and how it went down too. It was truly disgusting sometimes. Like out of all of Card Party, the experience last year, that is the only thing I would change if I was Pat. Because a lot of kids got hurt.
I would probably just not do that, especially with how big Card Party 2 is gonna be.
He's still gonna like we've already talked about it off camera. He's still gonna do something very similar, but him and his team are figuring out on a way to do it safer because, like you said, it's twice as big as Card Party last year.
Yeah, with the amount of people going, and that's why I hope it doesn't take away from the experience. With like Card Party 1, I did not know, like I didn't hear about it until after the fact.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't really in that creator space, at least on the YouTube side. And with it being as big as it is now and the amount of people that have already bought tickets, booked hotels. I mean, the hotel, I think every hotel in the area is about sold out now.
Yeah.
You're asking for a lot more problems. So I hope there's a lot more like control this year as far as how it plays out, or a lot more responsible people.
Right.
I know it's not going to be the case 100%, but I'm just hoping that's the case.
I hope it's the case too. There's a lot of lessons learned from last year. Like Dan, his producer, he and I have talked about it when he was in San Diego. We went out to dinner. We talked about it. There's so many things that they learned last year that they're building up from. And he even brought it up. He was like, but we could be taking steps backwards just because of how massive everything's going to be now. He's like, but everything's a learning process. Everything's going to keep going. He was like, because we firmly believe this isn't going to be the last one either. He was like, we expect this to be an ongoing show for the years to come. And if this year's is as successful and as fun as it was last year, I could see that coming into a full-on tradition even without Pat as the host.
Yeah, and it's just going to be an annual thing that and it's great that the content creators want to go to. It's not and hopefully it doesn't turn into like there are vendors there, right? Like
there are vendors. Yeah, he
doesn't want to transform it into an actual collecticon. That's the absolute worst case scenario that could happen.
No, that is absolutely what he wants to turn away from. I'm not going to drop the celebrity's name that reached out to Pat, but there is someone out there who reached out to Pat. The celebrity was like, "Hey, I want a booth. I want to have a booth, have people come up to me, and I'll do some signatures." And he was like, "That's great, but it's free." And he's like, "What do you mean?" Because the signature tables, they're all free.
That's awesome.
If a content creator tells you that you should pay for their autograph at Card Party, that person, whoever that content creator is, needs to be notified, especially if it's a featured creator, needs to be notified by
100%. You guys are getting so much exposure by literally being there and doing it and being a featured creator. Why jeopardize any of that?
Exactly.
Why throw away an awesome opportunity?
Because this isn't about yes, it's about the cards, it's about the community, but it's about the community. It's not
that's
about
the whole point. Yeah,
that's the whole point of Card Party. And this celebrity who spoke with Pat was like, I want to charge for my autograph. And Pat was like, no, then you buy a ticket, you come in. And Pat even told him, he's like, I'll give you the ticket to come. Like we'll give you the one for free and you still come hang out. But you're not charging. If you charge, you're not associated with Card Party. Like you're just a guest. We're not backed
out, and it's a no deal for him now.
Yeah, it's a no deal. Yeah, we're not. We're not
at that point. Good riddance. Like you're not there. You're not there for the primary cause.
It's not the anime. It's for the content creators. Like to me, if Pat was going to bring in a celebrity for this kind of community, this side of the community, it should be an artist for the Pokemon cards. And at that point, I could see a charged transaction because that is the artist who did the cards. That is the only time I can see a charged transaction for an autograph happening. But it's a card show. At the end of the day, it's a card show. Yes, it's for the content creators and it's to meet the fans. But at the end of the day, for the people who aren't in the community, they're going to see a card show. That is why that's the only way I can see a charge transaction makes sense for celebrity purposes. If like an anime voice actor comes in, or like even one like maybe even some of the hand-drawn artists come in for the anime, I don't think they should get a booth. That's my opinion. That is my personal opinion.
And Bud better not be charging for his toilet paper art.
Oh, he already said he's not.
Yeah, I know.
And it's crazy because like people are willing to pay for it. Hey, y'all, says R&D Pokemoners. People are willing to pay for his TP art, and that's great. They want to support him, but he's so adamant against it. He's like, no, fuck no.
It's at this point. I love that he's sticking to his principle on the matter. Like that is the whole point he's making. I mean,
he is giving them away though.
It's comical satire as far as what he's doing by doing it.
Which is what makes it awesome that it's community focused. It's 100% community focused. I can't wait to meet some of you guys. There's so many things I want to do with you guys. There's I have an idea in my head of what I want to do as a giveaway to you guys. Like maybe one of those things like, oh, are you subscribed to the channel? Cool. Here's a pack of cards or something. That's not set in stone yet. So don't come up to me like, I'm subscribed, give me my cards. I'm still working out details on things I want to do for you guys at Card Party. I'm still working out ideas, what I want to do for myself. I'm just waiting on a timeline of what we're talking about, what Pat has in mind for the future creators. But I can't wait to give a spotlight to more attending creators going because that was something that happened last year on the Card Party website. It appeared that everybody was a featured creator when they weren't. So that's why this year I was glad to see that there's a clear difference between featured and attending a little bit, because I am a feature creator this year. So I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm not a part of these guys. I'm actually going to be there. Like,
yeah, because
that feels good.
The Q&A on stage versus like the pack battles versus like the meet and greets and all that.
So
right? Like you all gonna have different type of roles.
Yeah. So the attending creators are just people going. So they're not going to be asked to go on stage. They're not unless something changes. So they're just going. So the people who are buying passes or going to the Card Party website know, like, hey, he's not a featured creator, but he will be there. So keep an eye out. Kind of like hey, here's a clue, like a side of clues to keep an eye out for Where's Waldo. So the Poke couple's coming. So that's why they're coming on to the podcast. So I give so I know they have more subs than I do, and that's awesome. But a lot of people maybe I have a handful of subs that aren't sub to them. So when they come on, they're gonna be like, okay, the Poke couple, name, face, got it. They're going.
No, and that's
so now they're gonna be like, huh.
Yeah, like what you're doing is awesome to give insight to everyone that is going, and you can put the names to the faces.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm doing. Because like I said, I have no idea who Dizzy is. Unless he comes up and shows me his feet, I won't know who he is.
Yeah, I mean, you got mods. I mean, even some of these Instagram accounts that don't show their faces that are huge accounts.
Rock Sandy's going to be there. And
yeah,
he's a featured creator. No one knows what he looks like.
Yeah, that's actually funny. Like, it's going to be. I'm assuming, have you met him?
I have not met him in real life, but I do know what he looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what he looks like.
I have zero clue.
The rest of you fucking peasants, the rest of you guys don't know what he looks like. Ren's Collectibles does not know who Rock Sandy looks like. Ren, I wish Ren would go. He was planning on going, but he decided to knock up his wife instead, and his wife decided that, that's when I want to have my baby. Ren, you're lucky I love you, you fucking Air Force little pussy. Oh, by the way, if you guys are new to the channel, if you're a veteran, and if I found out you're a veteran or active duty, I'm gonna treat you like shit because I love you. But no one else can. No. It's a sibling thing. Come fight me, bro. He's gonna spoon me. I don't know what I look like. No one knows what Chris Klein looks like either, because he's always wearing a mask. It's a good mask. I want to say it's an old school Slipknot mask. Not 100%.
I saw that in one of his videos.
I think it's an old school, old school Slipknot. Secrets out. Yeah, it is. That was us. That was us last Card Party. We had our first, so we couldn't go. See, but But who are you blaming? You can't. Yeah, it is not Corey Taylor. Yeah, it's from All Hope Is Gone. Okay, yeah. But Grim Horizon, please let the people know what your channel is all about, where they can find you, and anything else you want to promote, what they can expect from your channel coming up.
Tag me in the chat there. I appreciate all follows. Like I've said earlier, I've only been doing this for a few months now, going on like 4.5 roughly. And mainly what I've been enjoy doing is completing vintage master sets, but only while doing it out in public. Like I refuse to buy anything online for any of my sets, and I have to come across these cards. I have to make the deals on the cards, and I have to build my sets from there. So we've already made it through. We're almost done with Neo right now. I only need like 6 more cards for all Neo sets, and I've already started LC and Expedition, so I'm already having a lot of fun doing that as well. All the inspiration kind of came from my Instagram. I've been doing Instagram for, I don't know, 2-3 years now or something like that, and I just love taking pictures of cards and trying to take the best pictures of cards and highlighting them and finding the beauty in them, and it's just kind of snowballed from there. So that's what I do. At the end of the day, I'm a collector. So I'm a collector that's just kind of gone public with all of my shit. I'm showing it off, and I'm having fun doing it. And like I said a second ago, the vendor interactions are more fun than I have doing anything else.
Chris Klein says, let him know if you want to do a pack battle collab video.
I'm always down for anything. I mean, you asked me a week or 2 ago if I wanted to do a podcast. Never done a podcast before in my life, and I instantly said yes.
Because the worst thing anyone can say is no. Like if you don't like, someone made fun of me because of the way I said it. Maybe it is the way I said it or the way I explain it. I like you. Have you ever heard the questions? There's no such thing as a dumb question. I don't believe that. As someone who used to train, like I was an FTO for security and for some of the police stuff that I did. I did training when I was working. Like I did training anywhere I went. The only question that I think is a dumb question is the one that you have that you are too afraid to ask. Yeah, that's the dumb question.
The dumb question is not opening your mouth, or I mean, even go bigger with that. It's not starting your YouTube channel. It's not taking your first picture and posting it online. It's not exposing your art to the world. That's the worst thing you can do. I mean, after 4 months, all I can say is I wish I would have started sooner.
Yeah. Like what's the closed mouths don't get fed. Yeah. So if you want to get fed, you got to open that mouth. You gotta speak up. You gotta do what you need to do. But don't be afraid to say no to people. You guys are coming to Card Party. Don't be afraid to say no. If someone has a camera in your face, it's a kid, it's an adult, it's a special needs person. Tell them, sorry, that deal doesn't work out with me.
But, 100%.
Yeah, but don't like we were saying earlier. Just because you're not a seller doesn't mean you can be a dick. Yeah, we're content creators now. Our personality, that is our monetary value at this point. So even for Chris, you, any of these small channels that aren't monetized, at the end of the day, you are your monetary value. So remember to
never sell yourself out for anything.
Yeah, remember to treat yourself and others with respect, especially with cameras on, because Opossum would love to make some content off you. He's one of my best friends in the community, but he's waiting for us to fall.
The only times I've been showcased on his channel right now or recently is because I've sold him Japanese cards, and that's it. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be on the bad side of where he has my Instagram or YouTube up on his screen for a split second.
Yeah, exactly. But everybody, thank you so much for coming in. It means the world to me. Next week, I'm going to have Jackalope Plays on the podcast for a one-on-one. Don't forget, family channel. So we're going to say a little PG because his son, Jack, will be coming onto the channel. And he is not an older kid. He's very young. So we're going to be a little nice to him. That Saturday, I will be opening up that giant box. I do not know what's inside. I have an idea of what's inside. I'm really anxious to open it, but I'm going to wait. So next week, you're getting a double feature of my ugly face. Until next time, guys, my name is Gonzo. That's Grim Horizon TV. And don't forget, collect how you want to collect. Peace.
Dude, appreciate you having me.